Hello everyone, welcome to the Ichimoku Charts.com daily analysis for the S&P500 for Monday, January the 23rd, 2012. Well, a continuation of the trend to the upside today. A candle that's made a higher high and a higher low. But this has been made on a spinning top type candle. Quite a very different type of candle that we've seen over the previous 4 days. 4 days ago we had a very large green body candle that broke out above the 1300 resistance, the round number resistance, and a very bullish candle. Today we're seeing the buyers losing their momentum. Previous day's trading we had another small body candle, today another small body with a shadow on the top and the bottom. And the shadow on the bottom represents the sellers losing commitment as they traded below the 1313 area of support. We can see that happened on the previous day as well, very similar in terms of the sellers losing commitment. But today we also had the buyers losing commitment. We hadn't seen that on the previous day, and the buyers lost commitment up around roughly around this 1324 region where we've highlighted an area of resistance. This has set the market up for a potential change of trend, and it's a spinning top type candle, almost a doji, and they're candles of indecision because of the loss of commitment by the buyers and the sellers. So neither side has really taken control of this market. The buyers were certainly in control in the previous 3 days where they were closing the market up towards the highs and they were showing good strong commitment, but here they've lost commitment. So we do need to be on the lookout for a potential change of trend. Now we need to watch the low of the current candle for a potential lower high and lower low, and that would be confirmation of the change of trend. If we do see that change of trend, then we should look to the resistance, the previous resistance area at 1300 to hold a support. That round number has strong potential to hold a support now. We also have the Tenkan Sen trading in that area, and that will strengthen the support that we should expect to see around that 1300 level. Down below that level we do also have that large zone that we highlighted in yellow that acted as resistance previously, and that should hold as very strong support. That extends down to roughly 1286, 1287, so a very large zone, and we could even see the market, if it does come off, poke down below the 1300 level, but the sellers lose commitment down around that area. Now the market is trending up in the second time frame. We have a series of higher peaks and higher troughs. If we do see a sell-off, this could set the market up as another higher peak, and then the buyers to come back in and take out the previous trough, so there is potential for that to happen. In terms of Ichimoku, bullish in all 3 time frames. The market's above the cloud, above the Kijun Sen and the Tenkan Sen, and the Chikou span is confirming that price action that we're seeing. So a bullish market. Often, as we've mentioned previously, when we have a bullish market, when we have very strong upside momentum, especially in the fast term time frame, the Tenkan Sen is the first area that we see support. And we can see here previously, here right at that level where the market found support. So the 1300 level is very, very important for this market. We should see buyers coming around that level. So a bullish market in all 3 time frames, but certainly the buyers are now failing to support the bullishness that we're seeing, especially in that lower time frame. So let's look to a potential lower high and lower low, but certainly also watch the high of the current candle for a potential test up to 1324. If we do see bullishness coming into this market, then we could see continuation of the trend to the upside. Next, moving on to gold, and here today we see a change of trend to the upside. Previous day's trading, we saw a change of trend to the downside where the candle made a lower high and lower low. That was on a spinning top type candle, almost a doji, which failed to support that new downtrend in that first time frame, and today we've seen the change of trend, so that market was set up for a potential change of trend to the upside. We have the market making a series of higher peaks and higher troughs now, so fairly strong in that second time frame, and a fairly large green body candle. It's been a while since we've seen a green candle of that size. Having said that, however, the market is interacting with strong resistance, and this 1683.5 level was a previous area that we highlighted that should hold as some resistance for this market, and then there is potential resistance around the cloud, but the cloud is very thin. If we do see more bullishness in the market, we could see a breakout up above the cloud for the market to change to being bullish in that longer term time frame. The market is bearish in that longer term time frame by trading below the cloud, but we're so close to it that we're pretty much neutral. So there is good strong potential for a change of trend in the longer time frame by trading above the cloud. The market's also trading above the Kijun-sen and Tenkan-sen, so we have a bullish market in big picture terms in the medium term time frame and in the fast term time frame. If we also look across to the Chikou span, that's trading above the corresponding price action, so that's quite significant that it is above the corresponding price action now, where it was down below previously. So if we do see a follow through in this momentum to the upside, we could have a bullish market in all three time frames. So that area around 1683 roughly, and extending up to about 1690 is very important. I'd like to see a bullish breakout. If we do see that, then there is good potential for the market to trade up to 1723. Let's take a look at silver next, and here we see continuation of the trend to the upside. A candle that's made a higher high and a higher low, but we've made that on a spinning top type candle, a candle of indecision. And that does suggest that there is potential for a change of trend back down to the downside. A fairly bullish market over the previous week with some fairly large green body candles. Today a small green body at the end of this uptrend, or potentially the end of the uptrend. This is a spinning top type candle and a candle of indecision because we have a small body and a largish shadow on the top and the bottom. Shadow on the top represents downside price rejection, bottom upside price rejection. And the upside price rejection was at the previous resistance level at 31.74, and that is now holding as support. We can see the shadow on the previous candle. The market failed to close up above there, and the buyers lost commitment there. For today's candle, as the market tested down to that level, the sellers lost commitment, and that highlights very well how support and resistance can change their roles. How in this case resistance has actually turned into support on a short-term basis. So that's a very important level for this market for tomorrow's trading, 31.74. Now the market has failed to close up above the cloud, so we have a neutral market in big picture terms, previously bearish, so there is still some hope for the bulls, but certainly not a lot of confidence because of the indecision in the market. Now having said that though, the sellers aren't strong as well, so even though there is potential for that change of trend, we do need confirmation, and we should be looking for a lower high and a lower low. The market is bullish in the lower time frames, in the medium term and fast term time frame, by trading above the Kijun-sen and the Tenkan-sen. And if we look across here to the Chikou span, that's above the corresponding price action, and that's fairly significant. It's been a while since we've been above, so there is potential for the market to turn positive in that higher term time frame as well. The Tenkan-sen is pointing up fairly sharply, reflecting this strong upside momentum that we've seen in the market over the previous week or so. And if we do see the market sell off and that change of trend, then that's an area where we should look to for very strong support. That's at 30.84.5. There are some other levels below there, obviously the 31.74 support that we've mentioned, and then at 31.28 and below there down to the area at the Tenkan-sen, and then certainly down to the round number 30 where we saw previous strong resistance. We should look at that for support if the market does trade down there. But spinning top type candle, potential for a change of trend, but certainly let's watch the high of this candle. If the market is going to continue trending up, if we see the market take that out in a bullish way, we could easily be trading up to 34 fairly quickly if we do see continued more of the bullishness that we saw over the previous 4 out of 5 days. Next, moving to light sweet crude oil, and here we see a continuation of the trend to the downside, a candle that's made a lower high and a lower low, but it's a green body candle now. So instead of the sellers making net bearish progress, as we've seen for the previous 3 days, we now have a change of momentum towards the buyers, where they've made net bullish progress. We've also had a breakout up above the cloud once again, and we saw the market trading within the cloud the previous day's trading. So we've gone from a neutral market to a bullish market once again. The market found support within the cloud, and here we can see how the cloud will act as an area of support, and that's exactly what's happened here. The cloud is a very strong area of support. Having said that, however, with this bullish breakout, the market wasn't strong enough. We didn't have enough momentum from the buyers to close above the 100 level. That 100 level is very important for this market. We can see the shadow on the top, some downside price rejection. And also not strong enough to take out the Tenkan Sen, which was trading at 100.40. So if we are going to see a bullish market and continuation of this bullishness, we will need to see the market take out the 100 level and certainly take out the area at the Tenkan Sen, and we'd like to see it take that out in a bullish way with a candle where the buyers with regard to the short-term dynamics are in control and showing good strong commitment. If we do see that breakout, then there is potential for the market to trade up to 103.39, roughly up to 104, where we had the market trade to previously in this swing high. But this is an area where we did see a lot of price rejection, all within this zone between 100 and up around the 104 level. So in terms of Ichimoku, bullish in big picture terms, but only just. We've just had that breakout. Bullish in the medium term time frame, trading above the Kijun-sen. Still bearish in the short term time frame, but there is potential for the market to continue trending up. But let's watch 100.